There, you went off. Okay, right, back soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, racing fans all around the world, and welcome to round 8 of the FSR Silverstone track. A track which has been in inception since 1950 and held the very first official World Championship race here at Silverstone all these years ago. There's rumours that this could be the last one, and we might be moving to Donington Park next year. Just to give the viewers a rundown on the penalties that we've got for today's race very quickly. We've got penalties, grid penalties that are going to be applied now before the race starts. Is Jordan Ali Good, +5 grid penalty. Scott Wilde has got a 5 grid penalty. And by the way, Scott Wilde's got the flu and is quite ill, so he's has had a lot of rest and some fluid now, so watch out for him. If he has any mishaps on the track, he's going to try and tough it out. And Jordan Ali Good, your mate, buddy, Marcus Canton, I met him on iRacing last night, so a big shout out to you and hope wishes you all the best today. And Fabian Gokul has got a 10 grid penalty. And Nick Rowland a 15 grid penalty. Damien Denhumane has got a 20 grid penalty. Cyril Wermuller has got a 25 grid penalty. And at the back of the grid we've got Emil Usla. And also okay, the other rest are just non-essentials really. Okay, and just to bring you up to date with who's leading the championship in the Pro Series. At the moment, out in front is Dimitri Dematus on 152 points, followed by Lucas Euler, 115, just 37 back, and he's the guy that's really catching up to Dimitri Dematus. Third place we've got DCS, Dave Carr-Smith, on 83 points. Wayne White, as I understand it, isn't racing here on this track. Ben Phillips is here. I've got some info on him when we start the race. I'll mention he's on 52. Sixth place is Rasmus Tally, last weekend's race winner, and Marcus Hoffman, both on 50. And in 8th place we've got Mendukas Columbus on 49 points, Frederick Fakes on 47, Michael Lamb's buddy, who isn't here by the way tonight, so I've got Sean Stroud helping me out. And in 10th place we've got Nick Rowland on 31 points. Last year the race winner, obviously with a shorter race distance, was 75 race present distance, so I've got 100. Today we've got 6 laps in Silverstone, was won by our eventual race winner Mikko Pomilainen, who won and also had the fastest lap of the track. Second place was Pierre Magnette, Twister Racing guy as well. In 3rd place we have our current World Championship leader Dimitri Dematus. 4th we had Karin Weisberger. Job van der Gees in 5th was 5th, who's actually our pole position man today. And in 6th place was Dave Carr-Smith, who's really got some work to do today to try and close the gap between him and Dimitri Dematus. Okay, I understand now we're now getting ready for the formation lap to come to start any second now.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, just to give you the rundown of the grid that we've got for today's Silverstone Grand Prix, folks. Job van der Gees making a return to racing. Had a few difficulties, he tells me. Is on pole position. Next is Rasmus Tally, who won the race last week. The last race in Turkey. 3rd place we've got Henning Coates. In 4th place we've got Mendukas Columbus. In 5th place, Lucas Euler. Now that's a surprise. I don't know if he's on a heavier fuel load. In 6th place is Mikael Tomala. In 7th place, Dave Carr-Smith. He's roughly a second slower than Job van der Gees, so he must be carrying a lot more fuel. In 8th place, Sami Sokowski. 9th place, Blue Attila. In 10th place, Ben Phillips. I know Ben's going to be carrying a lighter fuel load. He told me he's going to be carrying a lighter fuel load just to get himself up high on the grid, so he's probably going to be one of the first people to stop for fuel. 11th is Clayton Emmons. In 12th place is Danny Roberts. 13th we've got Jack Ketley. In 14th place, we've got Robert Fakes. In 15th place, we've got Peter Egbert. In 16th place, we've got Alberto Duan. 17th place, my good buddy, Philip Estrada. Go, Philip. In 18th place, we've got Phil Roberts. 19th, we've got Jordan Aligood, a good buddy to Marcus Clayton, who I met on iRacing yesterday. In 20th place, we've got Scott Wilde, who's suffering from the flu, hence his low grid position there. In 21st, we've got Cyril Wermuller. In 22nd, we've got Damien Denhumane. In 23rd place, we've got Petar Kotovara. In 24th place, we've got Emrin Usla. Of course, he's had a bit penalty. And that's the roundup of the top 24 people taking part in today's race. Okay, first let's hear from race director. Now there's a bit of a problem they're having. They've had to go back to warm-up mode at the moment, and we'll keep you some technical difficulty they're having from the race director. I don't have all the details right now, but I will inform you as soon as I know. So just bear with us at this moment.
Give it a sec. Let me just.
Okay, folks, we're still trying to sort out the technical difficulty, but I'm joined now by Sean Stroud, one of the race directors from an ACE series, and she's going to be alongside me on the commentary booth tonight. Sean, welcome, mate, and what are your thoughts for this race today, mate? Over to you.
Hi everyone, thanks Brian. It looks like we're going to have an interesting race here today. There's a lot of cars up the front who are normally there, but then we've got a lot of cars in the midfield that seem very competitive and very close to each other, so it will be vital to see how they interact with each other and see if there's any accidents at all. But now we've gone to the race session.
Okay, cool, Sean. And now we just heard that they're now getting ready. They're now clearing the grid, and we're going to start the race very soon. Sean, Job van der Geest has been missing for a few races, stuck back on pole straight away. Rasmus Tally, our race winner in Turkey, second on the grid. I think these guys are going to do some nice battling for us tonight.
Yeah, it should be quite good. Rasmus Tally switched from the now defunct Hancock GP team over to Torrent Motorsports over the last 2 weeks since the last race in Turkey. So Rasmus looks like he's got a good pace here, and so do quite a lot of the Torrent Motorsports cars, as there's 7 in the top 10 of TMO cars in this race. But going back to Job van der Geest, I think he's returning from his race ban of for other infringements in FSR, but it's good to have Job back and back in the running.
Yeah, and so far, Sean, in 7 races we've had, the guys have won the race twice each. DeMatos has won twice, Carl Smith has won twice, Euler's won twice. Can Tally make it join the club of winning 2 races with the rest of the guys? It's going to be interesting.
Yes, indeed it will, Brian, and I think it's a good time now to take down the grid with Job van der Geest on the pole for Twister Racing, followed by Rasmus Tally alongside him on the front row. Henning Cords Bash Racing is in the 3rd position, alongside him on the 2nd row is Mindorgas Clumbis for Torrent Motorsports IP Forge. Then we've got well, how can I put this? Technically our championship leader, as Dimitri DeMatos has pulled out now. Lucas Euler in 5th. Mikael Tamala in 6th. Dave Carr Smith 2nd place now in the championship because of DeMatos' withdrawal. Is 7th. He's racing for CSG Racing this week, but they're running a very similar livery to Torrent Motorsports USD, which Sammy Sikowski runs in 8th position. Buatilla in 9th, Ben Phillips 10th, Clayton Nelms 11th, Danny Roberts 12th, Robert Fakes 13, Peter Ebert 14, Alberto De Juan 15, Philip Estrada 16, Phil Roberts in 17th, Jordan Alligood in 18th, Scott Wilde in 19th, Cyril Birdmuller in 20th, Damien Danhumain 21st, Petteri Kotovara 22nd, and Emir Usal in 23rd as they now line up on the grid.
Yeah, sorry, Sean. I did go through the grid earlier and I didn't want to interrupt you there. But anyway, Sean, over to you. Take us through the first lap, mate. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, here we go, and the lights are out, and it's green here in Silverstone, Great Britain. It's a good, clean start by everybody. Rasmus Tally got up the inside of van der Geest. They bang wheels through turn 1. Tally's in the lead, but round the outside into Maggots. Here at the inside for Beckett, and he takes the lead, does Rasmus Tally, through the first complex of corners here. There doesn't seem to be much trouble, I say that, and Dave Carl Smith and Sammy Sikowski have made contact in the midfield.
Right. Oh yeah, on the exit of Chapel there, into Beckett's there, coming out of Beckett's Chapel, some cars made contact there.
Back at the front, Brian, Bob van der Geest has retaken the lead. He went around the outside of Tally into Stowe. They make contact again into the Vale, and now around Club. Tally's got the inside for Club. It's 3 wide coming out of Club down to Abbey.
And Henning is right there with them as they're coming to Vale. Who's going to be last of the late breakers here? It's Van der Geest. No, it's Tally. No, he runs wide. Tally comes back again and he joins them going into Club corner. Wow.
Yeah, great action here at the start, and Van der Geest settles into the lead as they go one by one through into Brooklands. Cord second, Tally third.
And that's a... Okay, and look at Tally right behind Henning. Sean coming to turn 1. What's going 190 miles an hour. He's going to late brake late. Oh, that was a close one there. He runs wide.
Oh,
and Tally takes over the lead.
Yeah, that's Tally into P2, but then right behind we've got... Who's that? Is that Tamala? Tamala's in 4th for Torrent Motorsports. But Rasmus Tally is now chasing down Job van der Kiest in the lead, as I think we're now seeing a replay of Dave Carr-Smith and Sammy Sikowski, who made contact through Beckett's on the first lap.
Oh wow, that's really going to cheese Dave Carr-Smith up. Both of those guys are not going to be very happy about that.
Yeah, they've dropped down to 15th position in the CSG racing car. That's making its debut here in the Pro Division. As we head forward back to the front, it's 1 by 1 now after the first lap action. It's all the way down to P10. It's pretty even Stevens for the front of the race, but Lucas Euler has dropped a few positions and he's run wide into Priory. Euler's round on the exit of Priory. He's down to 13th, 15th. There goes Sikowski. There goes Scott Wild, and now Alligood down the inside. And Euler down to 18th as Buatilla goes past to dropping down to 19th. And there's Philip Estrada on the outside of Luffield. And
what happened to Phil? Oh no, he was up in
Estrada,
the
I think he has a spin, Ryan, but Buatilla in the 17th, right round the outside of Jason Alec. Oh, that's not good driving from Alligood, right into the side through Cops. And now they're nose to tail heading into Maggots through Beckett's again for the 3rd time in this race. Buatilla runs wide, but Alligood then gets a good run as Euler's right up behind. And I'm just hearing news now that Dave Carr-Smith has technical difficulties with graphics card drivers failing, so that's dropped Dave completely out of the running now.
Oh no, he did mention that. Oh, the spin! Euler spun again! Coming, oh no, what's happened to Euler? This is a disastrous race for Euler, who's won 2 races this year, Sean. Disastrous, he spun again. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, the rundown for the top 10 is Job van der Kiest, leading by 1.2 seconds. Second place, Rasmus Tally, Henning Cords, Michael Tomala, Alberto Dewan, Peter Ebert, Ben Phillips, as we know, is on a very light fuel load, Robert Fakes, Dane Humane, and Clayton Nelms. 11th place is Columbus. 12th place is Sammy Sikowski, who had the tangling with Dave Carr-Smith in the opening lap there. 13th, the guy with the flu, Scott Wild, doing quite well. 14th place, Emery Usa. 15th, Jordan Alligood. 16th, Buatilla, and my good buddy mate Philip Estrada in 17th place. 18th, Philip Roberts. 19th place, my oh my, Lucas Euler's really dropped down his order. It's only 25 seconds off the lead lap times now, Sean.
Yeah, the battle for second is pretty much a stalemate as Henning Cord in 3rd place, nearly loses it coming out of the Abbey chicane. Brian, this track is very difficult to start overtaking on, and you've got to get a really good run if you want to get down the inside or the outside of anybody.
Absolutely. The downforce is the number 1 key here on this track. Flows. Once you get into that rhythm, it's very hard to catch up a car because of the air turbulences in the track as you go around into the corners, and it's very hard to overtake. You can't get processional racing here, but you've got to be, like you said, very brave, coming in and trying to get a tow as soon as you can into these next corners. Of course, the first hard braking they will do is into the Vale, as you know, and then Abbey, and then to Priory there. And those are the 3 key braking points, Sean.
Yeah, they're the main overtaking points on this Silverstone circuit. 3.2 miles, if I recall, as...
Oh, Sean, there's a battle for 9th, 10th and 11th place now. Oh, and Columbus and Nems and Sikowski. Nems runs wide there. And then Blake breaking. Oh, look at Sikowski goes very wide and overshoots the corner there, Sean. And taps Columbus, who runs then wide, coming out of club corner. Sean, back to you.
Yeah, and it looks like Scott Wiles trying to get in on the act. He's in 13th, so it's 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th, all battling.
Oh,
Sammy
wonderful.
Sikowski's lost out massively as he was in the 10th position, but now dropped heavily back down into 12th as Mindaugas Columbus takes that position away as they now settle down through the stadium section. You can't really overtake here, but back further up to P7 and 8.
Duan's off the track. Duan was off the track and spinner. Clayton spins coming out of Woodcock there, Sean. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's coming out of the exit of Luffield. That Clayton Nelms lost the rear of his car, slightly too much power, and he drops down to 15th. Only 2 positions, but a lot of time lost there for Clayton Nelms.
And just in the first part of Luffield there, Duan actually spun out as well. He went on the agricultural there, Sean, but this is starting to brew up nicely into a nice battle here. And look, Emil Usler coming in too. Stoll! Oh, and Duan just blocks him there. And he's back again now, right behind him. He's going to let break late. Oh, just takes a quick look there, but decides better discretion of valor there, Sean.
Yeah, Duan turned in a slightly too early going into Stowe, and he got on the grass on the inside, which gave Usal a run on him into Vale, but didn't come off. And further up the field, Damien Humane and Robert Fates were going at it a couple of laps ago. That settled down with Damien Humane up into 7th rather.
Wow,
back at the front, the lead is opening up quite a lot. It's 3.408 seconds back to Rasmus Talley in 2nd position. So, Brian, it looks like we're not going to get too much of a battle for the lead at this rate.
Oh, I was hoping it's going to be a bit closer than this, but then Job Van der Geest, very quick guy, he tends to go for a lighter fuel load, but so does Rasmus Talley. So it's going to be interesting to see who blinks first for the pit stop. But I think it's going to be Ben Phillips because he's on a lighter fuel load, Sean.
Yeah, I've heard for this race it is quite a good plan to have as many stops as you can get away with, but back
Sean,
6 and 5.
Yes, 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Go ahead, Sean. Carry on.
Yeah, P5 and 6, Peter Ebert and Ben Phillips, they're battling for position, coming out of club. Down to Abbey, there's their nose to tail, under brakes. Ebert closes up under brakes into Ridge we head now. Both flat out 180 miles an hour. Try not to use too much of the support pit lane, as that will result in a penalty for you for this race. But they have to settle down now through the stadium section, as do all battles. This is where races can be won and lost on time, as Ebert runs wide coming out of Luffield, and that's lost a good 10 car lengths there to Ben Phillips in 5th position.
Yeah, and I started to spread out a little bit right now, Sean. I'm just going to look down the order and see for a close battle.
Yeah, the field seems quite spread out now. So already, 7 laps
and
in.
Clayton Nems runs wide into Cops there, and Philip Estrada's got a nice run under him into the Magus Beckett's complex. He runs wide again as he comes into Chapel, and Philip Estrada's right behind him, trying to get a toe. I know Phil's very, very quick down this long hanger straight here, Sean. As they come into Stowe, he's right behind him. He's blocking, and not that time down there, Sean.
Yeah, Phil bottled it that time. He braked way too early going into Stowe. You can get down there very late on the brakes, but look at the distance that Clayton Nelms pulled away from Philip Estrada. He definitely bottled it on the brakes that time, did Philip. Maybe doesn't want to get involved too much, as Lucas Oiler's closing on these two quite rapidly.
Yeah, so Euler starting to make his way back, but already, Sean, he's 31 seconds behind race leader. So the race leader has actually got a pit stop in his pocket already, compared to one of the main guys who would have thought would have been on the podium at least in this race, Lucas Euler. Sean, back to you, mate.
Yeah, Lucas Euler hasn't had a good opening few laps at this this circuit.
Oh,
Look,
he's
Euler's right on the rear end of Philip Estrada going into Copse. Down the inside, Phil turns in.
Oh,
Oh, that's racing.
no! What was that? Oh, dear me.
What was that all about from Philip Estrada? I don't think he saw him. It turned in so early. So if that's Estrada down the field, he doesn't have a front wing, and that car's quite badly damaged.
Yeah, he actually somersaulted there, it's tipped over there. Oh, poor Phil. Dear me.
That's a rear wing gone as well on the Philip Estrada car.
Oh, no. Oh, drats. Okay. Yeah, and Job Van der Geest, while FSR still spins out again, Job Van der Geest, Sean, has now eked out even another second, 4.6 seconds after the first split, and Philip Estrada has actually retired now officially, Sean.
Yeah, it's quite a heavy impact for Estrada, Brian, and you're never going to get out of that one without losing at least a couple of laps.
The battle for 9th, 10th and 11th place coming out of Woodcock now, and Scott Wilde, the guy with the flu, is right behind. Robert Fake's going to turn one into Copse. Oh, he eases off there. He has his nose chopped off there, Sean. And right behind him is Alberto Duan. Sean, take it from here, please.
Yeah, good racing through there. It didn't do a Phil Estrada that time. They both had their noses in there, but neither made contact as we head down the hangar straight. Oh look, there we got a run down the inside. Scott Wilde, he then bottled it again. So
wow,
there's a lot of cars bottling it, going down into Stowe and not ready to take the risk going down through Stowe and braking very late to try and get the position. So it's going to be a long afternoon if people are going to be doing that. But
yeah,
run onto Vale, and then again they don't want to go for a drive down the inside. So good.
Oh, look
behaviour by them, but you can't go down the inside into bridge that time. Oh, Priory, that's not a good move.
What's happened to Scott Wilde? He's disappeared from my screen.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh no, we think we've got a disconnection, folks, from Scott Wilde. Oh dear. And Job Van der Geest is now 5 seconds in the lead. But Sean, going back to Stowe Corner, in my experience, coming down Stowe Corner in maybe 7th gear, I would probably drop down just 3 gears and hardly touch the braking there. So I don't know why the guys are bottling it out too much there. And yes, definitely Scott Wilde has actually left the game. I don't know if his flu got the better of him there. Anyway, Sean, back to you talking about Stowe. How do you usually take it yourself to minimize the slowing down and braking effect down there?
I normally just downshift a couple of gears. Very slight contact on the brakes, but not too much, as Robert Fakes has retired. So what happened there?
Oh no. Oh no. Okay,
I'm
Sean.
just looking back at the replay, Brian. It's the exact same thing that happened between Euler and Estrada. But Rob Fakes was on the outside. He went backwards across the runoff and the gravel trap at Copse, straight into the wall, and that's his race over. It's nearly a carbon copy, in fact.
Wow, that's gonna. Oh, it's gonna be very cheesed off. But the closest battle I've got right now for you is 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Not really too close, but within a second of each other, Sean, at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to start overtaking. What happened to Henning Cord? He's dropped back quite a lot over the last couple of laps. He was running in 3rd position, but 1 minute 30 that time by.
Wow,
has he had a pit stop?
Contact. Oh, wow.
I'm not sure, but it's a very long first sector, that lap. I'm just rewinding our replay system here just to have a quick look, but I'm not sure what's happened to him. I've just found out what's happened to him. He downshifted too much. He downshifted to second going into the second part of Beckett's and lost the rear of the car. So that's what's dropped him down a couple of positions, then moved Mikael Tamala for Holland Motorsports United Sales and Distributors up into 3rd position. So good afternoon for TMO so far. 2 cars on the podium.
That's not going to be good for his engine then, dropping down so many gears. Reminds me of Mansell in the Ferrari when I sat at Copse those years ago, where the gearbox, the automatic gearbox, decided to shift down 180 miles an hour down to second gear and blew his engine as he parked into cops there. Anyway, back to you, Sean.
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot of good to your engine, Brian, but the engines on these cars can get away with it. They don't get overstressed. They just bang off of the rev limiter, but it's never good to put that kind of torque through the gearbox. But there doesn't seem to be many battles going on right now. As you said earlier, P6, 7 and 8, they're within a second of each other, but don't look like they're going to be overtaking anytime soon. The closest battle is 12th and 13th.
Yeah, but now once they went past into cops and again Euler eased off, it allowed Clayton to pull away again. He's closing in on him now as they come up to run up to Chapel Corner here. But I don't know, but he's the guy that Philip Estrada got a toe on, and is he closing? Yes, let's see if Euler does it better. Yes, he's a bit closer as we run down to Vale here. We need to take a look. No, thinks the better part of it as they come into turn 8 and into Club on the gas early. The tyres screeching, and he has a run of him up to Abbey. He's a bit closer, but I think he's not going to pull out. Oh, he pulls out, takes a look, trying to distract Clayton as he comes into Farm Corner. Oh, he's right behind him now, and into Bridge as I approach Priory, and I think it's going to be single formation now, Sean.
Yeah, you can't really overtake in the stadium, as I've said on a number of occasions before, but if Euler can get a run coming out of Luffield, he's got a good chance. But down the inside of Luffield, Nelms, where's he going? He's going into the pits for his first of, I assume, his scheduled pit stops on lap 13, so that's almost certainly a 3-stop strategy for Clayton Nelms. I don't think he would have expected to be battling down in 14th position with that kind of fuel load.
Definitely not. No, I'm a bit surprised then. Ben Phillips told me he was on a light fuel load, but he's on lap 13, so I don't know if he was just pulling my leg there, trying to give me some information, but I'll keep an eye on Ben Phillips. But Van de Geest still eking out. Oh, it seems to stabilise now, Sean, the gap. It's now 5.5 seconds. He hasn't eked out any more of a gap between himself and Rasmus Tally.
Yeah, Van der Geest pits. So this is going to be a three, maybe what we saw in Turkey. It might be a 4-stop strategy for Job Van der Geest. We saw his World Championship counterparts give that a try. It worked okay, but you have to have a flawless run. It's not going to work though, because he's come right out behind Henning Cords, and Peter Abbott's coming around Copse this time, but won't catch him as we head through Beckett's for the 14th time in this race.
Wow, 4-stopper Schumacher in Magny-Cours some years ago. I remember Rob Colby actually doing it in one of the races in FSR not too long ago, and he actually won the race, but it was on a 4-stop strategy. So let's keep an eye on Job Van der Geest. Very, very light fuel load. Sean,
and Brian, we've got Damien Humane in the pits, so he's down to 14th at the moment, so we'll continue going backwards. And if we now look at Dave Carr-Smith, he's up to 14th position. He hasn't had a pit stop yet, and has had several technical problems, and doesn't seem to be driving too great at the moment. I've been told by his engineer that he has a very badly bent suspension, so that's hampering his time, but we shouldn't be seeing Dave back in 14th position.
Definitely, he really should be up front there. He did tell me that his graphics card's been given a bit of grief as well, so he might lock up. I don't know if he's
that's what happened to him, Brian. That's what happened to him on lap 3 of this race. He's done a 2 minutes and 3 second lap, and all of that time was wasted on the lock-up of his computer. So, fortunate for Dave Carr-Smith as Buatilla pits from 8th position. He's now down to 9th.
Okay, and up front, Van der Geest is now closing on Henning Court as they come into the tight corner, plunging down. He's going towards Vale, and as somebody does up ahead. Oh, and Van der Geest, this slides the car there, Sean, as they're coming into Club Corner.
Yeah, Van der Geest on the limited grip into Vale that time. Brian Kerr.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm into corner now, coming up into Abbey, into Farm, turn 12, and Ben Phillips is just ahead of them, into the bridge section, and then it's procession here, single file like you said, Sean, of course, but if someone makes a slight mistakes, and these curbs are treacherous here sometimes, and they're closing up on Ben Phillips. Oh, and Colin peels into the pits, Sean.
And Tamala from second position, he peels into the pits as well. So Rasmus Tally as well. So all our race leaders have pitted before the lap 20 mark. So it looks like we're going to have multiple 3-stop strategies in this race.
Wow, and Ben Phillips, who told me he was on the light fuel load, leads the race only by 1.4 seconds. Go on, Ben. Get some airtime, mate. That's very good of him. As he comes down, hanger straight into Stowe, drops down 3 gears, 4th gear, 132 miles, lower speed, 5th gear as he approaches the Vale, down to 2nd, 55 miles an hour, 2nd gear, coming out of to Club, really putting the rubber down, 5th gear, 6th, 7th as he approaches Abbey, maintaining that distance between himself and John van der Geest into the bridge section, approaching the stadium complex now. We're going to be just careful and tiptoe around on here, coming to Lutfields. Oh, and the gap is now down to under a second now, Sean, out of Lutfields, and they're pushing Woodcock. Oh, and Ben Phillips comes to the pits, so back to John van der Geest taking the lead there, Sean. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks Brian, as Ben Phillips picks from his lead of the race. So Phillips in the Roldo racing car has led this British Grand Prix, but Job van der Geest is back at the front, and during those pit stops it looks like Tally has made up about 1.3 seconds during the pit stop phase, so the gap is down to 4.2 overall. As Tamala's in third, he's just taken that from Ben Phillips, but Phillips, has he jumped? He's got Euler, but he's jumped Henning Cords, I think.
Yes indeed, Sean. Coming out of Beckett's into Chapel. Now has he got a run? Has Phillips got a run on Euler? Closing! Oh, 5th gear! 4th gear! Oh, just clips the curb there. Oh, he's fancies himself here, Sean. Oh, very late on the brakes. And Cords is right behind it. A 3-way battle here, Sean. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, Henning Cords is right up behind Ben Phillips. Those two are on the fresh tyres. Euler's yet to make a pit stop. Dropped down quite a bit. He's 22 seconds off the lead and he hasn't made a pit stop yet. So he's going to fall back even further. It's going to add at least another 20 seconds to his time, as Rasmus Tally sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 18.671. So the gap's down to 4 seconds between those two at the front.
Euler coming to the pits, Sean.
Yeah, Tamala's right ahead. What happened there? He must have got a pit lane speeding penalty. So yeah, Tamala pits from third.
Wow. Phillips now in third place, being chased down by Henning Cords as they come into Maggots and Beckett's. 7th gear, 6th, 5th, 4th gear goes Ben Phillips. On the gas hard. 5th gear, 6th gear. Can Henning Cords get a sniff of him down here into Stowe? Not this time around. So Ben Phillips looking good at the moment, Sean.
Yeah, Ben Phillips is he's holding off the charging Henning Cords in third and fourth place. Those two are now battling for, as Tamala did indeed have a pit lane speeding penalty, so that was a drive through for him. Back at the front, the gap's been extended again by Job van der Geest. It's back up to 4.4 seconds as we head across the line. Does it go down? Yes, it does again. So Rasmus Tally is about half a second faster than Job van der Geest through the final sector. But that's what we're learning at this stage of the race. And if that continues, then I think we may see a battle towards the end of this race with Job van der Geest's tyres going off towards the end.
Yeah, Sean, you know better than I do because I haven't tried this mod yet. I'm sure you've tried it a few times. But do you think a 3-stop, 4-stop strategy is good for Silverstone? I would thought the optimum lap time would be a 2-stopper. Care to comment on that on your testing? Maybe you don't want to give it too much away for the remaining of the WC races, but what do you think? Is that a good idea, a 3-stop, 4-stop that we think Job van der Geest is on? What do you reckon?
Well, the one thing you have to be really quick at for a 3-stop to work is just coming out of the pits and hammering the lap times in. If you can't do it, a 3-stop's not going to work, and you're just going to have to settle for 2. But at this rate, Van der Geest looking good for a 3-stop strategy on his pace, as he's on a low 1 minute 19.
Yeah, I'm looking around the track, Sean, for close battles. There are some close battles, but just as... Oh yes, and Dave Carsmith coming into Magnussen Beckett. Dave Carsmith right behind Phil Roberts. Oh, very good 3rd gear, 4th gear. Can Dave Carsmith with his broken suspension and dodgy graphics card 7th gear get a toe on Phil Roberts? Oh, ducks out there, look at that, Sean! Wow, that was some serious... Was he trying to distract Phil Roberts there, Sean? Care to comment on that manoeuvre by Dave Carsmith as he runs wide?
Sure.
Oh, go on, Sean.
Yeah, Carsmith down the inside at club, so good move for Carsmith, but he's the first person we've seen today actually take a lunge down into Stowe. It didn't quite come off, but it put Phil Roberts off enough so he could get a mistake out of Phil into Vale, and then Dave took advantage through club. So good racing by those two, as the speed differential was quite high with Dave and Phil, but they're 1 minute and 14 off the lead and battling as hard as they would be for the lead.
Wow, that's good stuff. That's just someone being bold to take a chance like that. Well, Dave Carsmith really has nothing else to lose right now. He sees his point championship drifting away. Oh, by the way, Sean, something I wasn't aware of. I don't know if you care to comment on a live broadcast about Dimitri Dematos. I thought I heard you say that he's no longer racing. Sorry, I haven't been up to date as I don't really race in FSR at the moment. Are you able to comment on Dimitri Dematos not racing today, or is it completely left FSR?
Well, I can only say what I've been told, but what I've been told is that he's now out for the rest of the season. Something to do with a new job or something like that, which has taken up his time, so good luck to Dimitri Dematos in that one, and he will be sorely missed from this Pro Division.
Oh, most definitely. To me, he was the guy who was going to probably win it. I don't know if, especially now with Euler down the pecking order here, I think Dematos could have done some big damage in this championship. Yeah,
indeed, Brian. Let's now get back to looking at the racing. Let's see if we can find a battle for us to watch. I think the closest is for P11, which is between Sil Verdmuller and Clayton Nelms. There doesn't seem to be any other closer battles on track.
Corzan Phillips is closer. Battle for P3. Corzan Ben Phillips, Sean, as they come into Priory.
Oh yeah, I'll take that back, Brian, as these two are the closest on the track, as Henning Cords looks like he's going to set Ben Phillips up for a move. Gets a power down very early, and Phillips runs wide out of Luffield. They're side by side through Woodcote. Will Phillips turn in? We've seen a lot of hassle going through Copse today, but no, they settle in nose to tail as they head through Copse. It looks like Cords had to back off slightly, and we head into the complex now of Beckett's now, the right-hander, 3rd gear for Henning Cords to try and get a run, but that isn't going to cut it for a run down into Stowe, so we'll see if he can put Ben Phillips off through Stowe, and then we'll see if Henning Cords can get it done through Vale. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen this time for Henning Cords, as Ben Phillips is very good through that section.
Wow, and Sean, look, it's going to be a 3-way battle now. Columbus, I don't know if he's made a pit stop yet, but he's sniffing behind them. So any mistake by these two guys up front, and Columbus will gobble them both up.
Yeah, definitely, Brian. And Those two are battling very hard. This is a section where Henning Cords is very good and Ben Phillips is actually quite average. He hasn't got the grip that the others seem to have through this section of the track, and his sector times through here are reasonably slow. If we look now, Henning Cords is closed right up again Ben Phillips as we head out of Luffield and onto the start-finish straight. We're heading to Copse, this time nose to tail, and it will give Cords a better run at Phillips as he doesn't have to back off quite so much because of the dirty air, but still Ben Phillips is better through the high-speed stuff than in the low-speed.
Yeah, I noticed Henning Cords dropped down to 5th gear there, Sean. I've seen other guys during practice take it almost flat out in 7th. I know Dave Carl Smith dropped down into 6th just as he came into it there, so I think he dropped down to 5th. Is that a reasonable gear he would take, 5th gear going to that corner? Of course, depends on his wing setup, Sean. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it depends on...
Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, yeah, Brian, I'm just expanding on that. It does really matter what kind of gear ratios you run at this track, as if you run a really long 7th gear to try and get ultimate pace down the straights if you're in a tow, then you're not going to be able to take it flat in 7th. So downshifting 1 or 2 gears is the norm in the race, as you've got more fuel, more ballast to throw around the car. So it does seem like Henning Cords has his 7th gear slightly longer so he can get a tow.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give the rundown then, Sean, for the top 10 as we see it right now. Joe van der Gies, our race leader. 2nd, Rasmus Talley, 5 seconds behind. Ben Phillips in 3rd place. Henning Cords right behind him as they come out into Chapel Corner in 5th gear now. And Peter Edward, that's quite a good race position for Peter Edward. Sami Sikowski, who had the altercation earlier on, Sean, with Dave Carl Smith. Mikael Tomala, 7th place. Mendukas Columbus, he's dropped down. He was actually battling with behind Henning Cords and Ben Phillips, as Cords is right behind Phillips again, out of club. In 9th place, Lucas Euler. In 10th place, Bear Attila. Back to you, Sean. This battle. Oh, Ben Phillips runs right there into farm. Sean, take it over. Look at this.
Yeah, Henning Cords down the inside into Bridge. Can they go side by side through there? Looks like Cords got it down there.
Oh, no! That's it. Oh, dear
Ben
me.
Phillips is round. He's on the national circuit, so how many positions will Ben Phillips lose? He's still in 4th as we head around Brooklands. That's amazing. He's lost 1 position as Peter Abbott is right behind him now, but how much damage does Ben Phillips have? Did he make contact with the wall?
No, I don't. I missed that part. I just saw the coming together of Ben Phillips and Cords into Priory there. Oh wow! Wow, closest battle just been taken away from us, folks. Okay, next battle. Sokowski in 6th place, 5th place Egbert, and catching Ben Phillips now must have sustained some heavy damage as we're going to Stowe Corner. Sokowski, 4th gear, 5th gear as we approach Vale. Late on the brakes, right behind Egbert. Out of club. Oh, slides the car there, Sean. Puts the power down. 4th, 5th, 6th gear, 7th, 186 miles an hour as it onto the brakes heavy for Abbey. Sean, back over to you, mate.
Yeah, Brian, that incident between Cords and Phillips really compromised Peter Abbott's turning for Brooklands, because Phillips came right back onto the track at the apex of Brooklands, so Abbott had to lift off the throttle and he lost quite a bit of time on that previous lap as...
oh, Henning Cords!
Who's
what
in the pits?
Henning Cords there? Henning Cords, I don't know if he had a problem, but Henning Cords has dropped down to 6th. Just as we came out of Woodcock there, I saw Henning Cords on the right-hand side. Sean, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, Cords done the exact same thing as Clayton Nelms did earlier in the race. He lost the car at the back end coming out of the second apex of field, and that's what sent the car around. But Sammy Sikowski is now right behind Peter Ebert as we head down to Stowe. To the outside, Ebert squeezing down the outside. Sikowski still there, and he's going to run down into Vale. He's going to try and go around the outside there. That's not going to work because Ebert keeps the inside line, and now we're in nose to tail again as we head out clock.
Wow, and look at Ebert is now pulled away from Sikowski. And he seems to be closing on Ben Phillips. Wow, good battles going on here, Sean.
Yeah, definitely, Ryan. And every time we think the race is going to calm down a little bit, something starts up. So, always unpredictable, the pro drivers, and as ever, they're putting on a good show for us here.
Oh, and so Sikowski's got a run here. Oh, but Ebert just pulls away from him.
Brian, we're at the front, the lead's changed. I think
did he make a pit
Vandergeest
stop?
had a problem. I'm not sure.
dear me.
Maybe he made a pit stop. I'm not sure.
I'll
Just
check.
have a look. Yes, he did. Job Vandergeest has made his second pit stop at the head of the field, and there's now a 16-second gap between Talley and Vandergeest. Who's made another. So Henning Cords is in the pits this time by. And back with Sikowski and... Is that Ebert? Yes, it is. They're back at it again as we head
Phillips.
down into Vale. Yeah, Phillips is a little too far ahead to get involved in this battle, but they're doing well not to let Phillips run away, as that they're battling quite hard and normally slows you down quite a bit.
Yeah, I think these guys, Sikowski and Ebert, are smelling the podium position here, so they're going to be putting pedal to the metal here. But just to show you that altercation. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at that! Oh no! Touch contact there, Sean.
Yeah, definite contact between the two as they headed into Brooklands.
And that's kind of ruined the run now, as Ebert has now pulled out a full second gap now. Sikowski goes into Corps. Okay, folks, Sean's had to leave us for the moment, so I'm going to just carry on my own, so bear with me, my monotone voice. So, following Sikowski, as he tries to close in on Peter Ebert. Up in front, Rasmus Talley, 17 seconds ahead of Job Vandergeest. Ben Phillips, 39 seconds behind that battle. But Ebert is now trying to close on Ben Phillips, but Phillips eking out and maintaining that gap. Going down the order, 5th place, Sammy Sikowski. Behind him is Michela Tomala, 43rd, 43 seconds behind, sorry about that. Columbus, further 5 seconds behind. In 8th place, we've got Lucas Euler, 53 seconds behind the race leader. Surprising, he's down. I think he had a coming together earlier in the race. Cyril Wermuller in 9th place, Buatilla in 10th place. 11th place is Clayton Milnes. In 12th place, Henning Coates, who was actually battling for 3rd place at one stage with Ben Phillips. 13th place, Emil Usler. 14th place, we've got Alberto Duan. And then 15th place downwards have all been lapped by the race leader. In 15th place we've got Dave Carr-Smith. Then we've got Damien Denhumain. In 17th place we've got Phil Roberts. In 18th we've got Danny Roberts. And then after that we've got retirements. Jordan Ali Good was in 19th, did not finish. Lap 11 he retired. Sorry to hear about that, Jordan. In 20th place, Robert Fakes, my co-broadcaster Michael Lamb's good buddy. Suspension failure. 21st place, the guy with the flu, Scott Wilde, did not finish. Philip Estrada, we saw spectacularly how he had an altercation into Cop's corner, and he lost both his front and rear wing, and his car somersaulted. Phil, buddy, sorry to see that happen to you, mate. And then 23rd place we had Petra Kotovara. He did not finish as well. Okay, going back to the leaders, Rasmus Tally coming up to the back marker, Alberto Duan coming into Lotfield corner, onto the gas, first part, into Woodcock now, turn 17, coming to Cops corner, 7th gear for Tally, into 6th, just easy down 1 gear, and Ryan will be getting the blue flags now as they come into Beckett's. Oh, he doesn't move over. Ooh, compromising speed here for Ryan. What's happened? The race leader's behind you. Should we get some blue flags? I don't know what's going to happen there, folks. But now he says to slow down on Hanger Street. Should have eased off before going to Maggots there. Anyway, we let you to the race director to call that one. And right now we're at half race distance now, lap 31. There's 30 laps to go, folks. Okay, folks, I'm going to be joined now in the commentary booth with our cameraman. So a big shout out to Frederick Abogard. Frederick, how are you? Thanks for the
hi
cameras.
Ben, thank you very much.
How are you finding the race so far that you've been watching with the cameras? What you're taking? Oh, and look, Rasmus Tally, Frederick is just coming to the pits. Frederick, give us your commentary so far on the race, so far, mate.
Well, it's been very interesting actually. I know that the pro guys, they are just under the ace section, and I think that they're doing a wonderful race. A lot of accidents and many surprises, such as Euler and Dave Carl Smith are very far down the field. But I think that they're starting to get up to speed right now, especially Euler in 7th. So I think we're going to see some excitement in the end of the race.
Yes, thank you, Frederick. Frederick, just to let the folks know, you actually race in one of the race series here at FSR. Could you let the audience know which class you race in and how you're doing so far?
I recently switched actually. I switched to advanced from amateur. I only did a few races in amateur, and the reason why I switched was because that I thought that I needed some. I just needed to switch because of team orders, because we were playing better in advanced than we were doing in AMA.
Okay, and where are you positioned now? Because you just switched over, you probably go down the bottom. So how are you enjoying this mod, Frederick?
It's a bit tricky there, but I've been doing CTDP before, so I enjoy it there. It's been very tricky though to get the force feedback right there. I'm not 100% satisfied with it, but I think that with some practice work I should get it to work.
Okay, Frederick, cool. And at the moment, Frederick, the closest battle I can find on field for the viewers is the battle for 11th place, P11, between Dave Carsmith and Buatilla. It's within a second of each other, but that's the closest battle on field that we've got right now. As they come down to the Vale section, Frederick. Onto the gas, but Dave Carsmith keeps that 1 second gap. So far, Frederick. Go ahead, Frederick. Sorry to interrupt you.
I think actually Dave Carsmith has actually passed Buatilla there, because he's expanding the gap there, and he's closer up now, heading up towards Emre Uyusal. So I think we're going to see some action between those two. Okay,
that's good observation there, Frederick. Yes, as Dave Carsmith rounds it into Lotfield, onto the gas, 5th gear into Woodcock, flat out, 6th gear, 7th. Let's see what he drops down to. 1 gear, 167 miles on the exit, as he closes on Emre Usla, coming to Maggots, closes on him again, Sixth gear, fifth gear. Oh, right
He's
behind
behind him
him!
now.
Right behind him. Go on, Frederick. Oh, he runs wide. Frederick, you take over, mate.
Ooh. Oh, that was really close there. I think that he actually got some dirty air on his wings there. You can't really pass in that corners. They're very quick. You need to have a lot of downforce in those corners.
Right behind you, Vale. Oh, they touch! They touch! They touch!
Oh, Jesus. That's not going to do anything good to his already broken suspension.
Really damaging it now. As they come into Abbey. Oh, late again. Oh, Dave. And we know Dave is a hard racer. Look at it into bridge. As they push Priory. Take it easy, guys. Watch out. Oh! Dave Carr Smith goes in there with what will...
It's a missile back.
Oh, wow. Frederick, Dave Carr Smith taking no prisoners there, eh?
Yeah, I saw that. Was it Sean that said you couldn't pass in the stadium section? I think that he's going to rewrite that section.
Yes, definitely. Bachelor right behind. Emilio's like to get the cops. Yes, Dave Carr Smith earlier on, Frederick, as probably you were listening, was the only person that was bold enough to go into Stowe corner. And look what he does into Priory there. Oh, wow. Talk about Dave Carr Smith. He really makes it exciting, Frederick, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've seen him in earlier races there. Last year I raced a couple of races in the Pro in the early season, and I must say that he's overtaking some of the nicest that I've ever seen there. Not perhaps the smartest ones sometimes, but at least they're the most affordable to watch, I can say, actually.
Frederick, we've had a change of the lead there. Joe Van der Geest is ahead now. I'm just going to quickly check and see if there was a pit stop, because Tally's in second place, but only 2.9 seconds behind our race leader. So things starting to brew up there. I'm going to have a quick check for the...
Yeah, Tally has made a pit stop. He has made a pit stop.
Okay, thank you. It's 2.9 seconds. Let's see if Tally can close in. And I've just lost all track of who's made how many pit stops, because Sean was indicated earlier on that he thinks it might be a 3 or 4 stop strategy. So I can't remember now if Van der Geest and Tally are trading equaling their pit stops at the moment. But 2.7 seconds now is the gap between first and second place.
I think we're onto a 4-stop strategy there, because at least Joe Van der Geest, he has actually made his 2 pit stops within the first half of the race distance there. And Rasmus Tally, I think he must have been pitted very recently, so I think that both of them are going for a 4-stopper.
What I'm seeing on the lap charts is that Tally on lap 32 had a very, very poor lap, a 1:23, before he went to the pits. So I don't know if he made a mistake there, Frederick. I'm just going to do some checking on the notes a bit. Yeah, so did Joe Van der Geest. Well, on 27th lap there, he did 22, a poor lap. Maybe he was in traffic there, Frederick.
Yeah, that might be the case. We're going to see there are no close battles on the track at the moment. All very smooth.
Yeah, nothing too close at the moment, Frederick. Frederick, do you want to take us down the top 10? Just call out the top 10 for the listeners and viewers.
Yeah, in the top 10 there, first position, Joe Van der Geest, doing a strong job there. Second, we have Rasmus Tally there. Third place, Vindagos Columbus. Fourth place, and the surprise, Lucas Oiler there, but I think he has only made 2 pit stops so far. One that he did in the first few laps of the race there, but still impressive. Fifth place, Ben Phillips, still going strong after that accident. Sixth place, Henning Kors. He has made an extra pit stop, I think, after the accident there, because he was actually ahead of Ben Phillips. Or no, he hasn't. He spun. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they had to coming together, if you remember, into Priory. So
yeah,
they
I remember that.
Caught each other. Okay, continue, mate.
Right. Seventh, we have Peter Ebert. 8th, we have Mikael Tomala. 9th, Sölver Verdemüller. and 10th we have Dave Carl Smith.
Yes, Frederick, and look, Columbus has just exited the pits now. He just made a pit stop as he comes into, he's taking 6th place as he comes out of Chapel, and he's on fresh rubber now, Frederick. So he just made a pit stop.
Yes, we'll see if his strategy will let him be a bit higher up right now in the positions. It's going to be very exciting. Columbus has actually had a very good pace all over there, but he has been involved in some very tight battle, and he has not currently drawn the longest straw out of it. But I think that he's going to be dangerous as the race moves on.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. In practice, when I was watching, he was quite high up there in the lap times. He's closing in on Ben Phillips and Henning Cord. Has Henning Cord taken Ben Phillips? Yes! We missed that, Frederick. Oh, I'm sorry folks that we missed that. And Ben Phillips comes out of Woodcock, chasing down Henning Cords into Cops, 6th gear. Oh, just going over the rumble strip there, back hard on the gas. 7th gear as we come into Maggots. Into Beckett's now. Dropping down into 3rd gear. Oh, 4th gear for Ben Phillips. 5th gear coming out of Chapel. And look, Frederick, Columbus is now right behind Ben Phillips, closing on him as he comes to Stowe. Climbing down the hill. Go ahead, Frederick.
Yeah, Ben Phillips gonna have to look in his mirrors right now because Columbus is right behind there. Could it be the accident damage from the accident between Ben and Henning?
Or fresh rubber?
Yeah, that too. Oh, let's see. Ooh, Columbus is braking really hard here, locking up a bit. Well, you can't pass here, but Dave Carl's already proven it wrong there. But I think that he's gonna have to shoot for the straights. Oh, he's right behind right now. Jesus.
Oh, look, he's going to try to go on the outside. Good try.
You can't go outside that corner.
Oh, he's right behind him now, Frederick. Look at it, turn 1. What's this? Oh, he backed off there, Frederick, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a smart move there. We have seen 2 attempts that didn't go so well in turn 1 there, so I think that it was a smart move to wait. Still, we have about 20 laps to go, and I think it was very smart of him to do that.
He's a wise head on his shoulders there, mate. As he closes again on Ben Phillips into Stowe corner, taking that in 4th gear onto the gas already straight away. Climbs, goes over to the curb, 6th gear into Vale, down to 2nd gear. Oh, slight correction there, twitching, and Ben Phillips goes wide into Club, and that gives Columbus a run onto him. We're not close enough as we approach turn 11. Abbey on the brakes late. 3rd gear for Columbus, 4th gear going down the hill to Bridge, 9 to Priory. What does he do? Closes. Oh, takes the high line down the curb. Oh, it's right behind Ben Phillips. Let's see, he gets close to Ben Phillips here, but not close enough. And again, we have to start all over again now, Frederick. What will happen to turn 1? Will he back off again? Frederick, over to you.
I think, let's see there, he can't go too close into turn 1 there, then he wants to loosen it up. Then he wants to loosen it up, yes, and he backs up a bit. He didn't have any front downforce there, so he couldn't get the speed down.
Yes, Frederick. And look, Henning is starting to pull away, right? These 2 guys are battling, while Ben Phillips hasn't really gone defensive, but he's keeping his eye on Columbus behind him, and that's allowing Henning Cords to pull out a gap.
I think it's just a matter of time before Columbus will actually pass Phillips there.
Wow. Okay, up front, Lucas Euler. Look at Lucas Euler, 3rd place. I think he's got to make one more pit stop if we're not wrong then, Frederick. But if he finishes in the podium, he's then going to leapfrog, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute, Columbus is right behind Ben Phillips. They're side to side. Ooh, very close.
Take it easy, Columbus. Take it easy. Once
that's
again,
very
to Woodcock. Go
very
ahead,
close, but fine racing.
Yeah, good safe drivers these two guys are. Columbus is doing very well. Frederick. Back to you, Frederick.
Yeah, it is there. I mean, I think that he's playing a bit on tactics also because if I remember correctly, Ben Phillip hasn't had a pit stop yet. He hasn't had his second pit stop yet, and I think that Columbus has. So I think that Columbus is just waiting Ben Phillips out at the moment.
Okay, as we approach 18 laps to go, Frederick, we're now starting to get into the part where towards the end game, so to speak. Now, let's see if people start to turn down their engines because we don't want to have a problem. Remember, Rasmus Tally has had a DNF because of his engine problem in China. Frederick, I don't know if you can remember that, but I think guys will start watching. Oh, look at Columbus right again, close up to Ben Phillips as they go into approaching Lotfield. Brooklands, Lotfield now.
Close on the outside again. That won't do.
Yes, but let's see. Oh, he's closer this time. But is he close enough? Look at his getting a toe.
He's getting around on him.
Oh!
Close.
Let's see if he comes out of Chapel right behind him here.
Something has happened. Something has happened. I think we have lost Euler or something. Euler's down to 9th. What has happened? Has he been into pits?
Maybe I'll check quickly. No, he just had the last 2 laps. Well, last lap he had was a 24. So maybe he went off track because that's 3, 4, 5 seconds slower than he's doing 19s at the moment. And look, he's up amongst the battle now between himself.
Oh, Columbus on the outside of Ben Phillips, and he pulls it off. Jesus, very nice move by Columbus there.
Yeah, and further down the back. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and right now he is Columbus is right now, he is pulling away from Ben Phillips there, but I actually checked the pit status, and apparently Columbus has made 1 stop and Ben Phillips has made 2 stops, so I'm not sure if Columbus is aiming for a free stopper here, but we already know that...
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's a battle for 6th, 7th and 8th place at the moment. P6, 7 and 8. And all 3 of them come into maggots, into beggars. Euler, last of the 3 cars there, coming to Chapel, hard on the gas. And definitely Henning Coles has dropped down the order. Oh! Rasmus Tally! Rasmus Tally, engine failure! Frederick, Rasmus Tally, oh no!
Oh no.
Rasmus Tally has retired, folks, with an engine failure on lap 43. Oh wow! Goodness me, Rasmus! What can I say, dude? And that gives them 2nd place to Columbus and Ben Phillips, top 3. Oh, that's gonna hurt him.
It's over a minute gap there. I don't think that unless John Rodriguez makes something really stupid, Columbus is never going to catch up on that gap.
Yeah, and it's funny enough, Frederick, I was just talking to you about 2 or 3 laps ago about them turning the wick down on their engine boosts. And look what happened to poor Rasmus Tally. Oh, Rasmus, I feel for you, dude.
Yeah, it is actually very hard to drive with you have to check the engine you have to check the temperature in the engine the whole time, and you have to make sure that you don't blow it. And it can be very hard tuning up the boost, tuning the boost up and down to balance the temperature.
Yep, and look, battle for 5th place, Euler, right behind Michela Tomala as they come into Vale. So everything starts to bunching up again. That's when we think it's going to get boring. I mean, Job van der Gies, really 41 seconds, like you said, Frederick, really does have to start managing the engine now to bring the car home. Okay, still a few laps still to go, but 15 laps to go. She start to babysit the car really now, but there's a battle between second place, third place, fourth, fifth, and all kind of bunching up nicely together. So we might have a grandstand finish, Frederick.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, everyone has moved up to. If you have noticed, everyone has actually moved up the one position actually. So Columbus is in second, Ben Phillips is third, Ebert is fourth, Tomala is fifth, and Euler right now that we see in the camera here, he is sixth, and we have a spinner.
Ben Phillips! Ben Phillips! Oh, Ben Phillips!
Oh no!
Is it brakes? I don't know. Oh no, he's retired. Suspension failure. Oh dear me. And he was in a podium position. Oh
yeah, we're gonna see a replay of that in about a minute there.
Okay. Oh dear.
Could have been accident damage, or what do you think?
Well, he was doing quite well after the incident he had with Henning Cord's Frederick. So for you to just play up now, I don't know if we kind of concentrate on the battle for the lower parts there, but we must have just missed Ben Phillips. Well, if you can get us the camera and the replay, that'd be very nice of you, Frederick. But Job van der Gies is head and shoulders ahead of everybody else, 40 seconds. Columbus, Peter Edberts now inherits third position from Ben Phillips, 3 seconds behind Columbus. Tomala, Euler fifth place. 6th place is Henning Codes, 7th is Cyril Wermuller, and Dave Carr Smith into 8th place. Clayton Elms 9th, Sami Sokowski 10th place.
Yeah, I'm checking the replay of Ben Phillips right now, and I'm just I'm not sure what happened actually. Just rewinding a bit there. What happened there? Looks very strange. Apparently he just ran wide out on the curves, and then the car slingshots into the breaker. Ooh! A very nice roll there also. That's the problem. That's one of the problems there with this track there. The curves in the first corners there, it's very high, so if you run up on it, it will sling you. It will act as a slingshot and just head you in straight into the wall there.
Definitely, but look, battle for 4th place, Frederick. Euler right behind Tomala now. He's sniffing. He wants to get into 4th place and maybe try and close the gap on Peter Edbert. Oh, and Tomala goes into the pits. Wow. 13 laps to go, and Tomala goes into the pits as Euler inherits 4th position, Frederick.
Yeah, not 4th position, but 3rd position, because Columbus is also in the pits.
Oh wow! But I think Euler still has to make one more pit stop, or does he not, Frederick?
I'm not entirely sure there, but if he can get the speed up there, no, he's never going to. I don't think he's going to be able to actually make up a gap there. He has an 11-second gap to Cord right now. I'm not sure.
Nice battle! Nice battle for 5th place, Frederick. Sorry to interrupt you, Frederick. Nice battle for 5th place as Wermuller comes out of the toe into Stowe corner. Oh, wonderful! Going around the outside of a taking maneuver into Stowe there over Peter Edberts from Cyril Wermuller and Frederick. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one because nobody's been brave into Stowe apart from Dave Carr Smith. Cyril follows him. Frederick, over to you.
Yeah, that reminded me of a move that Kenny Breck did in a kart race on Jimmy yesterday. He just slingshot on the outside and passed him. Very nice move.
Or Jacques Villeneuve in Estoril against Michael Schumacher back in the 90s, going over taking the last corner. Oh no, look! Peter Edberg has spun! He spun! Oh dearie me! He spun into Brookfield. Sorry, Brookland I mean there. Oh dear me. Now he's got no chance of... Oh, dearie me.
And he was running so great there in that place. Such a shame.
Oh, that's the hard thing about this racing. Once somebody's gone and you spin, you're not going to claw that time back. But going back... Oh, look! He spun again! It must be brakes! What do you reckon? Is it brakes? Oh, look at that!
Sure,
Van de Geest just missed him! Coming out of Chapel, Beckett's and Chapel. Look, he spun again!
He's spinning again!
Oh, no!
I wonder...
Oh, no!
I'm not sure what it is there, because before, I don't think it's brakes, because he was actually running pretty fast and could brake in some of the corners earlier, but... Are you spinning again? Ooh, almost losing it there.
What's wrong? Look at the car! Look at the car! Spins again!
Again!
Oh my goodness me, something's... Yeah, he's retired now. Oh no, he hasn't, sorry. It was just the screenshot of the adverts coming onto the screen there. Oh, and he's dropping down the field, down to 9th place. Suspension failure.
He's retired. Suspension.
Now, I don't remember him having an hit. Oh! And look! Somebody else has... Tomala! Engine failure! Sorry, Frederick. Tomala's retired as well. Engine failure. Goodness me. But that was a close one for John Van de Geest there, Frederick, as he nearly collected Peter Edbergs as he came out of Beckett's. And just coming turn 5 and coming to Chapel there, he nearly had a collision.
Yeah, Jesus, we have about 14 people still running. Or 13. 13 out of 24 still running.
Yeah, and I heard in the AMA race today they had a very low attrition rate. This one is just killing them. Then again, the AMA race guys are doing only 50%, so these guys are doing twice the distance.
Columbus in the pits. Columbus in the pits.
Oh wow, Columbus. Euler could take 2nd place. Wow.
15 seconds approximately. I don't think that...
Yes.
I don't know.
And Euler takes 2nd place, Frederick.
Yeah, he does. Let's see, can Columbus make for Henry Courts? I think the distance is good enough to really make it, actually.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Look, he's right behind him. Ooh, just about. But then, Henry Courts is on old tires, old rubber. Columbus is on fresh rubber, and he's only had to do a short fuel for 10 laps. So it's going to be very light, almost the same fuel load as Henry goes. And he's taking the tow. Oh, goes inside.
Ooh,
is he brave enough? Oh! Columbus shut the door firmly in Henry Court's face there, Frederick. Wow!
Yeah, very good move by Columbus there. He managed to close the door there. Very close.
And look now, look out. It's fresh rubber. He's just laying down that rubber on the out of club there, and he's pulled a good 2nd from Henning Cords there. Oh dear me. Good stuff. Frederick.
Yeah, that was I must say that was very close there, but I think that Columbus is gonna have to at least get some tires, at least get the temperature up in the tires right now.
And they're lapping Dane Humane there right now at the moment. Columbus has just done that, Cords tracking him down. Okay, let's go back, I suppose, to the lead. I'm going to try and look for... Oh! And Alberto Duan has just left the game, Frederick. Let's see what happened to him. Engine failure again! Wow! We've now got 3 people with engine failures.
Yeah. That is a testimony there that it is very hard to actually monitor the temperature as well as figuring with the boost at the same time there. It's very hard to do that.
Yeah, Frederick, but Silverstone is quite a nice fast track, so... Oh yeah, so it's really for the brakes. The temperatures could go sky high unless they put a lot of cooling duct in it. But I thought the airflow from the intakes would have kept the car quite cool, but that's really mainly on the brakes. Isn't that right, Frederick?
Yeah, I think that there. I remember actually that there's a third factor you have to take in consideration there when modeling with the boost. There is the fuel there, and that happened to me last year in the, I think it was the AMN race at Silverstone. There, I was trying to get the best out of the car. It was my first time in the top 10, actually in the top 10 starting position, and I was trying to monitor the temperature and the boost of the car, and I forgot all about the fuel and ran out of fuel before the first pit stop.
Oh no. Oh no. 7 laps to go now, Frederick, as Joe van der Geest makes it into Cops, approaching the Maggots and the Beckex complex.
Yeah, let's just make a quick rundown list there. On first place right now, we have Joe van der Geest in the first place, and second there is Lucas Euler. Third place, Mindaugas Klumbis. Fourth place, Henning Koorts. Fifth place, Cyril Wernemüller. Sixth place, Dave Carl Smith.
Well done, Dave.
And yeah, and seventh we have Buratila. Eighth, Clayton Nailms. Very nice job, dude. And ninth place, Emre Uyusal. And 10th place, Sami Sekovsky. 11th, Danny Roberts. 12th, Damien Denyane. 13th, we have Phil Roberts. And after that we have a bunch of retirements. So that means that out of 24 starters we have 13 still running. Quite a low turnout there. I don't think is Silverstone usually a track where you lose a lot of men, where you lose a lot of drivers there. I have no clue actually.
Yeah, yes, I'm a bit surprised at the attrition rate. There's had a few accidents, but the engines really are a bit of a mystery to me. I don't know if these guys have done their test races to see the longevity of the actual life of the engine, but wow, that one on Rasmus Tally was really a punch in the stomach there, because I thought he was going to start doing very well after his very excellent outing last race in Turkey when he won the race, Frederick. But today it's been Job van der Geest head and shoulders. It would be nice to have seen the battle between him and Tally towards the end of the race. I'm not too sure on the fuel loads and the pit stops he was going to make, but brilliant stuff by Job van der Geest. I think standing at 5 laps to go.
Phil Roberts is 3 laps behind, but he's still running there. Otherwise, we only have five. The top 5 is the only one that are on the lead laps there, and they are the closest one is Lucas Oehler, and he's almost 53 seconds behind there. So I think that you can say that this has been a Van der Geest show today, actually.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, especially since he got pole, and it's his first race back for quite a while. We haven't seen Job van der Geest for quite a little while, Frederick. So brilliant stuff. If he carries on like this, I think he's going to be the man of the race today for me. Job van der Geest driving for my good buddy Twister Racing, Philip Estrada, who got an accident at turn 1, and you know, for I can't remember who it was with now, but you're just about where Euler is now. Philip Estrada lost both his front and rear wings, but I suppose the owner of Twister Racing, Philip Estrada, will be very, very pleased with Job van der Geest. It's a pity Estrada couldn't continue apart from the accident he had, so it's a shame. Phil, I feel for you, dude. Frederick, back over to you, mate. Any closing comments before we get to the last 4 laps, mate?
Yeah, I'm just looking around the 9th and 10th place there. Sam Sikovsky is having a run up on right now on Emre Oyasal there. He is close, and I think he's gaining. But the question is, will he be able to make this last 4 laps?
Yeah, I was wondering about Sokowski because he did well in qualifying and he's right behind Ola now. Ula, but I don't know what happened to him. He dropped down the order at one stage there, but coming out of Woodcock now, Frederick coming to turn 1 in 7th gear, 185, 189, 192, drops down to 169 in 6th gear. Having a nice run as they come into the Maggot complex. Putting 5 Gs one way and 5 Gs the other way. That's the highest G loads. Oh, look, Frederick. He's closing.
Yeah, he's using every bit of track that he can right now to catch up to Urisal there.
As Van de Gies comes round to Woodcock and the ticket starting at the 3 laps to go.
Oh, and he's on the inside. Sami Sikowski, will he make it? Yeah, he has made it. He has passed Urisal there.
Wow, cool stuff. So it's even down the order, folks. Sami Sikowski showing that he's battling to the very bitter end here against Emre Usta.
Yeah, Sammy managed to get the draft there, and he managed to keep behind even all for the long right-handed there also, and that's very impressive there. And then he made a very hard break, then dived on the inside there, and it paid off. Brilliant.
Yep, definitely. And that's up front again. Van de Gies, about 2.5 laps to go as he comes up behind Dame here, you know what I mean? Comes into down farm, into bridge. As we approach Priory. 4th gear for Van de Gies into Brooklands. 2nd gear corner. Dame Humane moves over for the race leader into Lutfield. 3rd gear, 4th gear as he comes through Woodcock. 7th gear into Corps. 6th gear 5th gear, he drops down to 7th gear with 2 laps to go now. Frederick, would you like to take over the last few laps and see us home, Frederick, with Job Van de Gies, mate?
Yeah, currently there are no close battles on the track there. Everyone seems to spread out and they're just trying to make these 2 laps. Van de Gies, what can you say? I think that he has actually had the control over the race from the start there. He was first into the pits, and he just managed to keep Rasmus Thaler behind him almost all the time. And then right now there's no question to say that he has actually, from the point that Rasmus Thaler has retired, he has actually just dominated the race. Nothing more to say about that. And I would like to say that if he continues in a fashion like this, I think that he's going to have a chance at the championship.
Yeah, I'm sure Euler will disagree with us there as it comes to Woodcock again. Sorry about that, my microphone was missing. And the last lap, we're on the last lap now, folks, with Van de Gies. But I think Euler, like I was saying earlier on, you said Van de Gies could win the championship. Yes, he's got very good race pace. Dimitri Dematros can't be with us anymore, but I think Euler would dispute your claims there, your observations there, Frederick, when winning the title. He's going to fight tooth and nail, I reckon. Frederick, take us home for the last half a lap, mate.
Yeah, we're just riding with Van de Gies right now, and just going for the middle of the sector here. Coming up here, heading for Abbey. But very careful right now. Don't want to make any silly mistakes that I can ruin the last 2 corners there. Heading up to the stadium section. Really nice line there. And second to last corner. Now coming up to the last hairpin here. And now full speed and over the line, and at the Twitcher there, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Van de Gies wins the FSR Pro Silverstone Grand Prix here.
Well done, Job. Well done, Job. And 56 seconds behind is Lucas Euler. So a very good recovery from Lucas Euler. Okay, Ben Phillips and Razmatali dropped out, but hey, he's made it to the very end of the race. So good job to Lucas Euler and Columbus. I think this is Columbus's best ever result in FSR Pro Series, if I'm correct. Frederick, I'll have to check the stats and update or correct myself in the next race. And look, Henning Coates going to finish in 4th place if he doesn't make any mistakes. And look at Dave Carl Smith, 6th place. I remember one time he was down in 14th place, so it's going to be a good result for Dave Carl Smith, Frederick. And look, Columbus does come 3rd on the podium.
Yeah, but I must say that the die-hard racer today must actually be Lucas Euler there. From the first lap, he spun around, how many times did he spun, I'm not sure, but he spun around 3 or 4 times there, but made it up to 2nd there. Simply amazing.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, a rundown for the top 10, folks. Job van der Geest, our race winner. 1 hour, 20 minutes, 39.1 seconds. Lucas Euler in 2nd place. Round up the podium, Dukas Columbus, 4th place. Henning Coates. Henning, as we know, if you remember, was actually battling 3rd place when he was chasing down Tally at one stage. 5th place Cyril Wermuller. Dave Carsmith 6th. Buatella 7th. 8th is Clayton Ems. 9th is Sammy Sukowski, who had the running in with Dave Carsmith earlier on in the race. 10th is Emily Usler. I'll just run down the rest of them. Danny Roberts in 11th place. 12th place is Dane Humane. 13th place is Phil Roberts, and he was the last of the runners.
Yeah, a race with a lot of action. Yeah, it was a race with a lot of action there, and I just joined in for the second part here, but I saw all the action in the beginning, and I think that this has been one of the best races that I've seen, and I hope that we are going to see more entertaining races like this throughout the season.
Yes, I totally agree with you there, Frederick.
I'm just playing some music actually.
Okay, folks, we're just trying to get the top 3 to give us a commentary, join us in the chat of the race, first their views of the race. I do hope you guys will join us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the press conference there. We're going to start with Job van de Geest. Are you there, Job?
Hi guys.
Hi there, how's your job? Brilliant race today. You were having a go early on with Rasmus Tally. You were fighting there for about the first half of the race, but then in the last half you managed to pull off, and as the Rasmus Tally did retire with an engine failure,
Okay.
you just pulled off. Any comments on the on your pace there?
Yeah, well, the key point was lap 1, so I really had to keep in front of Rasmus, else my race was done, and because it's very hard to overtake her, of course, as you guys know. So that really was the key point. And after that, it was just driving my laps, you know, and yeah, it was. I was very consistent, I think. I don't know the times really, but yeah, it's really a good feeling. Yeah.
Hey Job, nice to see you. It's Brian here. Fantastic coming back to FSR. Pole position, race win. Fantastic. At the moment you're in 13th, but now this is going to really boost you up into high up in the placing. So it's lovely to see you back racing, mates. It was really good battle, like you said, between you and Rasmus Tally to turn 1. I think Tally got you at the beginning there, and you clawed him back before the end of the lap, and that's where you sort of stayed on there. Just your was it 4 laps you went for fuel and tires? Is that correct, Job?
What do you mean? 4 laps? I don't know.
No, sorry, not 4 laps. Was it 4 pit stops you made?
Oh no! It was just a 3-stopper. I planned my strategy very good, but I tested a lot for this race, and I figured out that that a 3-stopper was the way to go. So it was a 3-stopper.
Fantastic. What can I say? Pole position, race win, and I'm not sure if you got the fastest lap however, but it's fantastic race. You did good demonstration of your craftsmanship, Job. Nice to see you back again. I'm sure Philip Estrada will be very pleased with you coming back and winning. It's a pity about Philly had an accident in turn 1 on lap 8, with who just slipped my mind at the moment, but I'm sure Philip Estrada will be very pleased with your result.
Yeah, I think so. I really tried to help him a lot, but I think he done a great job. He proved he had pace, so I'm really proud of him. And but the incident he was talking about the NMs and what was a bit down, but yeah, I want to thank the whole Twitter team for this setup and shit, but it's really great work, guys. Really great work.
Fantastic. Frederick, have you got any more questions for Job?
Yeah, just one there. Was there any part of the race there that you thought that, or just generally, what was the most exciting part of the race there? We saw that you had a moment with a back marker. I think it was Damien Daymain or something like that. No, it was Alberto De Juan that didn't move over exactly. Did you have any more moments like that?
Well, I thought it was Peter Herbert that was in front of me. I'm not sure, but I was afraid that Rasmus was going to 2-stop, because then he could end up in front of me, and then I should have made 2 more stops, and he had 1 stop to go. So I was afraid of that, but I saw that he did a 3-stop because of the time he ended up behind me. So yeah, it was great, but I'm really happy.
Yeah, you're quite correct, Dave. It actually was Peter Edbert coming out of maggots and Beckett's there into chapel. So you're quite right. We were a bit scared when he spun out, and you came there and nearly collected him. So good job avoidance there. Frederick, any more questions, mate?
No, I think I'm quite done actually. Just a big congratulations to the job there. You've been missing for a few races there, but you came back here winning in style. So good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, 3 weeks now before we see Nuremberg. So 3 weeks. Hopefully you guys come back again and show us another great race, Job. It's fantastic preparations for Nuremberg. All the best, mate.
Thanks, mate. Woohoo!
Yee! Nice one, mate. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye bye.
Okay, folks, I think that's it. We're going to have to wrap up now because only the race winner joined us for the press conference. I think that I was a bit too shy to that. Pity we couldn't have seen Columbus in here with us and Euler. But I just want to mention our sponsors. Of course, FSR themselves, PSR TV, which you can have this wonderful coverage, and Natural Point for our sponsors. So, folks, that's going to wrap it. Before I hand over back to Frederick, see you guys in the next race, 3 weeks' time. Don't forget to join us for Advanced Race tomorrow, and also the World Championship. Post the World Championship, guys, later on tomorrow evening. And Frederick, have you any last words, man of the race for you? Anything that's stood out for you throughout the actual race?
And not much talk about the race. It was exciting as always. Just a few words there. It was great coming and commentating with you, Brian, there after Sean left us there. But I think that Sean, both you and Sean, a great pair up for very great pair up there for commentating there. You did absolutely well. And of course, congratulations to the top 3. And well, very thanks. And I hope that it will be as fun here as to be the cameraman for the rest of the season. I hope that I will be able to be that. And hopefully see you within the next pro race.
You're too kind, Frederick, in your comments. Thank you very much. You did a fantastic job as well, Frederick. So anytime there's a situation, I'll mention your name on my list now. Join us. Thank you very much once again. And people, thank you very much for joining us for the live broadcast. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We've got some more races for you. And it's bye-bye from me from Silverstone, and from Frederick, bye-bye as well. I also want to thank KGel. Without him, none of this would happen. He's the guy in the background. You never see him, but without him, folks, truly nothing will actually see anything get done. So once again, thank you very much, everybody. Hope to see you again next time at Nuremberg FSR Pro Racing. Good night.